you for tuning in to MATC Now. Careful with that sweet tooth, because in today's episode, we're going to look into MATC's dental program and learn more about our future dentists. We'll also join Joe at the Oak Creek campus to get an inside look at the Carpentry program. And Mamma Mia, looks like Chef Rex is at it again in the kitchen with some English Muffin Pizzas. Yum! All this and more coming up on MATC Now. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to MATC Now. Spring break is next week, and students here are starting to unwind, run their errands, and relax after midterms. Joining me today is Program Coordinator and Instructor of MATC's Dental Program, Maria Cristina Rodriguez. Cristina, it's so good to have you in the studio today. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for inviting me. That's a pleasure being here.
Of course, and thank you for joining me this morning. But before we learn more about Cristina, let's check in with our field correspondent, Joe O'Keefe, over at the Oak Creek campus. How's it going over there, Joe?
Hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm your field correspondent, Joe O'Keefe, for MATC Now. And field correspondent, more like house correspondent, but considering the department I'm in a department that always hits the nail on the head. Coming up in just a moment.
It looks like you're having a great time. I can't wait to see what you have for us later. Thanks, Joe. With spring break coming up, people of all ages are looking for fun ways to spend their time. Student producer Marcus Galeone takes us to Milwaukee Recreation, where community fun is taken to a whole new level.
Spring break is just around the corner. The weather is slowly getting warmer, and people of all ages are struggling to find ways to keep themselves busy during this iconic break. Luckily, Milwaukee Recreation has our backs.
Milwaukee Recreation provides a whole number of different activities for everyone throughout the community. What we really provide is opportunities for folks to come and try something new, gather with a friend, try something different that they've never experienced before, at least get an introductory look at a new experience.
Milwaukee Recreation provides the community with things to do. Fun, essentially, that's right in the middle of our statement. So that could be anything from a toddler class to senior volleyball. It's kind of anything and everything.
Milwaukee Rec prides itself on the inclusion of all sorts of people. All ages, all races, everyone can participate.
Old, young, we get a diverse group here as well, especially with our youth classes, whether it be for taekwondo, baton, volleyball, people who have disposable income, people who don't, because our prices are really affordable, so it's really for everyone.
Which makes our programming extremely accessible, and it's fun. There truly is something for everyone.
If there's nothing that piques your interest, stick around. They're constantly adding new classes and activities that might just be perfect for you.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
There's definitely benefits to spending your spring break with Milwaukee Recreation. As I mentioned, there are opportunities to try something new, to just enjoy some time with your family in a family class perhaps, or just come to an open gym. We have our Twilight Centers that are open for teens, and those are a great way for kids to get together and just, if they want to play basketball or soccer or anything like that. We just offer space for people to, spend their time well and, partake in some recreation activities over spring break.
Spring break is a great time, especially for kids. They get to have that break from school, kind of decompress. They can come see us in that case, use our facility, but we're here for the community, the city of Milwaukee, but non-residents as well, and pretty much all year round. So anytime people want to do something in their leisure hours, we're here for them. you know, not everyone can go on vacation, and for those people, we're here for them.
So because we do offer programming spring break, we would invite all community members to come out and join us. Take a look at our recreation guide online. If you live in the city of Milwaukee, one's been mailed to your house already. So take a look at those opportunities, see if there's something that piques your interest, and then we'd be happy to welcome you to any of our program sites this spring and join us for something fun over your spring break.
Are you stressed and tired of all the work the instructors are handing out? Can't wait for the next intermission between classes? On April 8th through the 16th, spring break is here to the rescue. Students have been stressed working day and night to get their important assignments done, and they feel a break is well needed.
The program has been really stressful to me because I feel like sometimes the classes are not like helping me towards what I plan on doing when I transfer. Such as like math.
The animation program, a lot of the work is project-based and like kind of large projects. So if I don't manage my time wisely, then it does cause stress.
I don't think it's a program that's very stressful. I think it's the other classes that I take, such as English, math, science. Those are very stressful for me and everything, especially with English because I do struggle very little bit with English and speaking sometimes. And so it's very different from high school and everything.
Everyone loves spring break. Students and even faculty are just waiting for the break to get away from what frustrates them.
I think spring break is good for like mental health and rest because a lot of times as students we are pushing ourselves to do better in school, and sometimes the break it's good for our overall health, both physical and mental.
Yes, it's actually frustrating because it's a lot of work in a small period of time.
I really do look forward to spring break because it's something that it's a break. I can be more relieved from work and everything.
Also a great way to spend time with your family and friends. Try to keep yourself away from thinking of all the stress is going to come towards, at the end. It's time to just relax that brain and just mellow out.
I think spring break is good for like mental health and rest because a lot of times as students we are pushing ourselves to do better in school, and sometimes the break it's good for our overall health, both physical and mental.
I look forward to spring break because I'm going to go do some stuff for basketball. I'm going to go to some camps and get a chance to get away and see my family in other states.
I really do look forward to spring break because it's something that it's a break. I can be more relieved from work and everything.
I'm looking forward to spring break. I do have one plan, and that's to see this new movie that's coming out. It's called Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I'll probably be actually working on my little robotic arm. It's a 3D printed robotic 6th degree of axis of movement robotic arm.
Rest is important, and getting as much as you can for the next classes after the week off of school is necessary. Just remember to be safe and be responsible this upcoming break.
I feel for those students, it's not easy getting everything done on time. I know a nice long break will help reset the mind and body.
If you find yourself getting just a little bit bored this spring break and you need something to do, the best way to spend that time would be to pick up a project to work on. We have our field correspondent Joe O'Keefe at the Oak Creek campus with a program that could give you a heavy-duty project to work on if you have too much time on your hands.
Thank you, Courtney. Now, while it may look like I'm here at home, I'm actually down at the Oak Creek campus talking about everything to do with carpentry, and there's no better person to talk to than Brian. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. And would you mind telling me a little about the room we're in here?
Well, this is the main carpentry shop that I use for the semester, both semesters that we teach, to show students how to build a house from the ground up, literally. What we have behind here is actually a house mock-up that gives students a chance to do what's called metal wrapping, which is a finished surface on the house, as well as vinyl siding. We do some other things as well, soffit material. Just gives them the skills, so when they go on the field, they have an understanding of it.
Yeah.
So they're not walking out like, I don't know how to do that. Because believe it or not, metal bending is actually a very sought after skill because it's almost art. But that's basically that. And then we have our tools over there, one on the tool cabinets, things like that.
Yeah, and I know that there is another carpentry campus down at MATC, but would you like to explain some of the differences between those two courses?
Well, as far as differences, the main difference really is location. Because I work pretty closely with Pat Michaels, who's the instructor up there, and we try and make sure our carpentry programs mesh together, that we teach the same things on the same manner, so that the students can go to either campus and get the education that they're looking for. Because it doesn't make much sense for them to go to Milwaukee, come here and get a different education. We teach them the same core information.
Yeah, and when it comes to teaching, can you tell me a little bit about these projects that are going on here?
These are fire cells that we use in our that fire investigation students use. We build them each year, twice a semester. They literally will come in, our students will come in, build them, drywall them, finish them. Then the fire investigation students will actually go in, set a fire in there so they can see them burn. Then they'll put it out and determine fire lines as far as where the fire may have started, how serious it might have been, those type of things. Gives them that opportunity so they can see real live fire signs.
So you actually set fires in here and then they look at.
Yes, exactly. And my students love to watch it too, because when they burn, I take my students out with me and they get to watch their work go up in flames. So.
It's like a whole display.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to watch. I mean, you can see the char marks on the cells as well from the front where the fire comes out.
You can really see them, wow.
Yep.
And what are some career opportunities for after the course?
Well, the course is designed to teach them. They could be a framing carpenter, which is putting up the structure of a house. They could be a finish carpenter, which is doing all, as far as flooring, trim, things like that, cabinet installation. They could be siders. They could do metal work. It just gives them a range that they can open up to. Because the intent of the course is to make sure that we build them from the bottom up.
It's like a well-rounded course of building a house.
Exactly. We want them to walk out to know each stage of the house, how it's built, and what stages are appropriate for when it should be going up.
And in terms of the course, how long is it?
It's 2 semesters. Each semester is 16 weeks, and each semester is going to cover a little bit different. The first semesters will cover house framing, floor framing, wall frame, things like that, and then the basic necessities of hand tools. They got to be able to drive a hammer, use a saw, things like that. The second semester we start getting into what's called roof framing, I mean basically enclosing the house. We get into siding as well. We get into drywall, start doing the finish touches to the house that you see when you walk into a brand new house.
Well, by the looks of it, we are all out of time, but it was so fantastic talking to you. I loved everything you had to say about carpentry. I definitely learned a lot more, and I believe the people at home learned more as well about everything to do with carpentry. I'm going to go home now. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Joe. The carpentry program looks like a great way to have students kick off their career path in construction. Maybe I'll throw on the hard hat sometime and get to work with you, Joe. Now, student producer Cassius Henry had the honor and pleasure to sit with interim dean here at MATC, Dr. Michael City. Let's check out what he has to say about his role and ways he helps other students on campus.
Here at MATC, there are plenty of hardworking individuals like students, faculty, and even the dean. That's why we meet with Dr. Mike City, the interim dean of the Career Pathway Director, to talk about his upbringing, goals, and advice for future deans.
I grew up in a small town in Door County here in Wisconsin, and came down to Milwaukee to work on my bachelor's degree, and then eventually worked my way into higher education and was working for Lakeland University for 10 years before I came to Milwaukee Area Technical College, where at Lakeland University I was a senior director. Then I came here as an associate dean about 5 years ago, and I've been here ever since. So I was associate dean and then director of academic operations and now dean of the Career Pathway. So right now I'm just doing what I can to serve the college. I think it's an important role. With the previous dean leaving, I'm just stepping in to help out. I know the pathway very well and the operations of the pathway. So I'm just trying to make sure that everything functions really well for the time being, and then hopefully at some point we'll become a permanent dean of the pathway. And then we'll be able to do a lot of fun things from there with students and with faculty.
As his role as interim dean, Dr. Mike does everything he can to support the students here at MATC.
How I can advocate for students really is by putting myself in their place and trying to remember that at a time, anywhere in my journey in life, I was a student, and I had all those feelings and the nervousness and the awkwardness and the uncertainty of what my future looked like, the pressure of being in higher education, grades, and everything else that goes with it. All of the other outside stuff, trying to pay for rent and food and everything else that goes along with that. And I didn't come from a lot of money myself either. So I try to remember that every day, that what it was like to sit in the shoes of the student, in the seat of the student who's sitting in front of me, and to remember what that's like, and to provide an experience for them, and to help shape a future for them that matters. And that's what I try to remember every day when things get tough. That it's, if I can advocate for a student in some way, by helping them become successful, by using the power that I have to break through whatever barriers that they're encountering in their current life situation, their current experience with the college, that I take that personally, that it means a lot, because it's kind of like I'm helping that younger version of myself to get where I want to be in life. Advice for students who would want to become a dean in the future, definitely it takes a lot of patience, persistence, but also believe in the power of higher education as well. Through education you can achieve any dream that you want. I think I'm certainly a testament to that. I went out and got my master's degree in higher education counseling, and so I'm very passionate about helping students, and that was how I found my way kind of into higher education. But then also went and got my doctorate in leadership, higher education leadership. And with that, there's certainly been a platform to build on that in my work, to help become better at what I do on a daily basis at every little detail of higher education. So I'm constantly learning, and I believe a lot in learning, and I'm a lifelong learner myself. And so my recommendation for a student who wants to become a dean or anything in life is just keep on learning. There's a long road ahead of you in life, and a lot to learn to get there. And so just embrace it for what it is, and keep constantly growing and improving.
Dr. Mike and the Pathway team are always here to advocate students. If you need any assistance, come by at the Create Pathway office at the second floor of the C building, where they will guide you through your goals and future.
The dental program is filled with many learning opportunities for students to participate in. We sat down with 2 instructors to see the dental program firsthand.
My daily responsibilities include leading the program. As a program chair, not only do I, develop and incorporate the curriculum, but I'm full-time in the classroom teaching the students, as well as all the behind-the-scenes work. So, incorporating all the different materials, staying up on industry.
I actually teach dental hygiene courses, oral anatomy. I also work as the department chair.
They both work together to provide the best learning experience for the students, to help them learn many skills.
Students also have CAD design incorporated, 3D printing incorporated, and so it's a reflection of industry as it stands right now.
What is taught is how to work as a clinical hygienist. Also, all of the science courses that are needed to be done in order to pass national board exams. They also have to do several clinical sessions and also different lab sessions where they learn about different dental materials and being able to work with those dental materials.
In the program, we use a variety of things. So like I said, we're analog and digital processes. So we use CAD design, so we'll use computers, 3Shape software, Formlabs 3D printers. Additionally, we'll use hand waxing, so wax spatulas, formal casting, you know what I mean, and traditional techniques to help support anatomical concepts.
They will use their dental hygiene instruments. They will also use a motor polishing device. They also use an ultrasonic device to remove deposits from the teeth.
All these tools are used to benefit the students throughout their 2 years at MATC, and the students learn how to develop their own techniques to further their dental skills with the equipment.
They come out competent hygienists. They actually know exactly what they need to do. Yes, they will learn a lot as they continue in their career, but it gives them the basics that they need to know prior to getting out and being able to function as a registered dental hygienist out in the real world.
Student looking to join the program, I would advise them to reach out to our MCT pathway right away and connect with one of our advisors and address any other questions that you might have, and get you acclimated and ready to start.
What I would say or advise students that are looking at the program is it's a great career. It gives you many opportunities in the future. It is a hard field to get into. It's a very popular field to get into, so we do have quite a few people that petition to get into the field.
Students want to place traditionally in a lab. They love that lab setting. They're driven more so from that type of a place. And so usually that's where they traditionally land. But outside of that, there's tons of opportunities in this industry to move into manufacturer space, teaching objectives, remote CAD design, workplace options.
The dental program has many avenues after graduation, and they work to get students prepared for the real world.
It's a great program. It's a great field. And I just would highly recommend anyone who's even interested in it to come and talk to us and learn more about it.
What a fun and unique way for students to experience and learn about the career. I should stop by and get my teeth checked out sometime soon. But speaking of teeth, I, however, have a couple questions about the dental program, and who better than to ask the instructor themselves? Christina, could you give me a brief overview of what the program looks like and what students can expect?
Yeah, for sure. Dental assistants are being trained in MATC with a high quality and the equipment, dental equipment. We basically resemble a dental office, so they work hand in hand with the instructor. So because in the field, they're going to work hand in hand with the dentist and the procedure. They're going to be passing instruments, sterilizing instruments, taking x-rays, and also working with different dental materials.
Of course. What kind of partnerships or opportunities can you guys give to the students and what students can expect?
Once they finish the program, they have to do clinical experience, and some of our partners are Children's Hospital. We also have the VA Hospital. We have Fort Worth Dental Associates, and so many private dental offices.
Oh, wow, a lot for a student to look forward to. How long is the program?
The program that has two modalities. The students can enroll as a part-time student or as a full-time student. The full-time is usually 1 semester, so in 6 months they get the diploma as a dental assistant, and usually they have classes every day. They are here Monday through Friday taking classes, and the part-time, they do it in 2 semesters. It takes them a year, and the schedule is a little bit more flexible, so they have a couple classes during the week, and then their clinicals afterwards.
Of course. So why did you want to get into dental? Could you give me a little overview on that?
Well, since I was a child, I always have so many things going on in my teeth. I had braces, but instead of I think I found the fun in going to the dentist. So I found it so interesting, all the things that they put in my mouth and all the things that they do. So when I was choosing a career, I wanted for sure go into the healthcare field, and I found dental assistant, and I just fell in love with it.
Oh, that's so heartfelt. And I can see why you wanted to go into the dental program. What's your favorite experience about this program here at MATC?
That it has a lot of hands-on experience. So we give the students the best and the most realistic experience for them. We have the equipment to do it, and also the instructors. We work one-on-one, so we give that personalized attention to the students. I like that we have that contact with them.
Of course. What kind of challenges can students expect from this program?
But there's going to be very intense classes, so they have to be in the lab for a long period of time practicing. But everything, I have to say, they have a lot of support here at school. So those are the challenges. They wanted to confront the challenges here to become prepared for the future and the real world.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, what better way than to have a program like that to really push the students and get them out there and in the field to really explore and understand that. What do you tell a student who wants to get into the program but doesn't know how to start?
Well, if you like to work in the healthcare field, and dental assistant is a very interactive profession. You never going to have. We always have the fun day in the dental office. Never is going to be the same. You're always going to be doing different things, interacting with the dentist, and anticipating the dentist needs. You will know pretty much as the same as the dentist knows. You recognize the procedure and interact with other members in the dental field and helping people, helping your patients, because dentistry is one of the professions that patients are more scared. So then with dental assistants, we'll give that comfort to our patients.
Of course, and it sounds like this would be a great way for students to dig deep and to go for this program if they really want to help people, the community, and patients as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Christina, for sharing the program and what it has to offer and really flossing out those questions for me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. I'm so happy to be here.
You certainly know that this program has a lot to offer, and I was excited to share with you what that was all about. But I don't know about you, but I can't wait for spring break. This semester has certainly been long, and like most students, I need to relax. Thankfully, Chef Rex is going to give us a new take on a classic favorite that I'm excited for. What you got over there, Chef?
Thanks, guys. Let's face it, since we spent so much time in classes this semester, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to relax. That's why these English Muffin Pizzas are the perfect spring break snack. Super yummy, but not time-consuming to make. A major plus is that the ingredients are cheap, too. Now, just like regular pizza, you're free to choose whatever ingredients you like, including pineapple. However, we're never, ever gonna put pineapple on this, on my dead body. So for these, we'll start with English muffins, some pizza sauce, and some shredded mozzarella cheese. Now, you're gonna make sure your English muffins are cut so that way you can have twice the amount of pizza. I've only got 3 here, that makes about 6 pizzas. So you're gonna take your pizza sauce and just scoop up some sauce and make sure to get a nice even coat on there. Doesn't have to be an exact amount, just as much as your heart desires. Once again, this is a very customizable snack. So we've got 3 right here. Now, once again, you can have as much as you want. I always put in the amount that I would love because I'm the sauce boss. I know how much sauce I want. I'm gonna put the 5th one on, and here goes the last one. So there we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as much as you want. Once we've got the sauce in, we want to start putting our mozzarella cheese in. You can put in as much cheese as you want. I've got mozzarella cheese. You can put any kind of cheese also, but mamma mia, I love me some mozzarella cheese. So just drop it on there. And you don't have to be perfect either with this. You can just make it messy, and then once the pizza starts cooking, you can just take the little cheese parts that fall off the pizza and eat them as a nice cheesy snack. I've only got cheese here, but you can put any other type of meat, any vegetables. You can put spinach, you can put chicken, you can put, I don't know, grapes if you're going crazy. Now we've got the cheese on there. Finally, you're gonna put it in the oven and let it cook. Now I've got this oven preheated to about 375 degrees and just place it in. Normally, I'll just eyeball it and let it cook until it's golden brown. However, if you like your pizza well done, you can definitely do that. Just make sure to leave the pizza in the oven for a bit longer than I would. So I put some in beforehand so we can put it in our stomachs sooner than later. And we don't have to wait for the ones that I just put in the oven. So here's the final product. Now these will be very hot once you take them out of the oven. Since the cheese does sort of act as a blanket of the sauce, I would definitely let these cool off. Once they're done, there you have it, the perfect spring break treat. Now you can get back to relaxing and enjoy your time off. Back to you guys in the studio.
looks delicious. I can't wait to make that for myself over the spring break. Now let's look at what is in store this month with Courtney in the MATC Minute.
Still haven't filed your taxes? MATC accounting students will help you prepare, process, and file your taxes for free. Students and community members with a family income of $66,000 or less can get their federal and state income taxes filed right here at MATC. Registration for classes is right around the corner. Priority registrations for current students in the program open on April 5th and April 19th for all students. Don't wait around. Continue your program here at MATC. It may be a couple weeks away, but Student Life will be holding Picture Day over at the Mequon campus on April 26th. Whether you're getting a new photo for your professional profile or just want to walk away with a snazzy new headshot, you're welcome to come in either attire. Need a break for after midterms? Student Life will be holding a game and play over at the Mequon campus on April 7th, starting from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Video games and free box lunch will be found in the cafeteria while supplies last. If you're not into video games, but maybe anime piques your interest, today the Mequon campus is holding an anime hangout going on until 2 p.m. in room A131. Meet some new people or discover some new anime to binge over this spring break.
Thanks, Courtney. Sounds like the Mequon campus is a non-stop party. Now, student producer Kyle Ahonen takes us to Immigrant Park in Cudahy to speak on the hidden history that involves with this Milwaukee area city and today's geMKE.
I'm student producer Kyle Ahonen, and you're watching another hidden geMKE. Immigrant Family Park, a peaceful, relaxing space located right next to the Cudahy Historical Society on Layton and Kinnickinnick Avenue. Right off the bat, you're greeted with a gorgeous statue and paths lined with dedications to the history of families that have migrated and settled in Cudahy. The A New Life statue represents a migrating family, a mother, a father, and their child, coming to the Milwaukee area to celebrate their new life in America. Not only is there history littered in every inch of this park, but there's a multitude of spaces to sit down, relax, and enjoy the lovely scenery. And while you're sitting, why not appreciate the history that's involved with creating a beautiful park, just like this one? Isn't hidden history great? Well, there was your little hidden geMKE.
It's nice to see this beautiful city jumping into their own personal history and sharing it with not only the residents, but everyone in the county. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap up today's episode, but thank you so much for spending your morning with me, and thank you, Christina, for spending and co-hosting the show.
Thank you so much for having me. That was so great. A pleasure to be here.
Of course, it was nice to have you co-host. Since spring break is coming up, MATC Now is going on a short break, but don't worry, we'll be back on April 25th. Until then, I'm your host, Courtney Bondar. Have a great spring break, everyone, and I'll see you soon.